This is officially started, and I am fucking it up. I have a list of topics again, like last time. I have premium, or whatever you call this, plus. So now I have this recording. Everything's good to go, and I'm going to try and maximize this thing. I'm going to see how, take advantage of this. It says I get emotes, so I'm going to try and put some emotes in this thing. I'm going to try and really just do everything I can to make this worth watching. Even after this is done, I'm still going to upload this to YouTube. Maybe I'm going to edit a few things to make sure it's not as cringy. But yeah, I just hope those of you who are watching, whether it be 2 or 200, I hope you guys enjoy yourselves while we talk about stupid shit. Alright, before we start, I just want to know, what are we drawing? Or what are we working?
Right now?
Yeah, right now. Let everybody know, because when this goes on YouTube, they're not going to be able to see this. We can only describe it to them.
I'm working on a little Evangelion loop, which I'm trying very hard to make look as traditionally animated as possible, despite it being all puppet animation. So it's with Bisato, and it's gonna look good. People on YouTube who can't see this.
As for me, I am working on a collaboration drawing with S-Fan. This is a drawing that I'm going to be doing, and he's going to be animating it.
Oh god, there's so many characters.
Oh yeah, this is a S-Fan S-Fan Slappyfrog collaboration. Basically, I'm gonna draw all these people. And it's Steve Smith, the Grand Pimp himself, and those Meg Griffin, but the alternate universe Meg, the hot version, and then there were Meg's friends, Patty, Escher, and Ruth. I did not hotify them, but I did try my best to make them look less ugly in this drawing than they do in the show. So, there you go. The thing is, when I told S-Fan about what I wanted to... I let him do it. I let him be the one to tell me what to draw. And he wanted Meg and Steve. So, I proposed to him, would you prefer, Meg and Steve and more people? Or just Meg and Steve? And I don't think he's from America. He's from another country, because he said his English was a little off and the way he was saying it. But he said, if you're not lazy, you can add more people. And I was like, well, okay, challenge accepted. So that's why I added Meg's friends in here, just because he said I was being lazy. Now, again, I think it's because his English was off, so he didn't mean it to be insulting, but when I first read it, I was like, oh, okay, that's just how it's going to be. I'll give you something. So that's what I'm doing. I figured I might as well start off with the background, and I threw in a little Brian Griffin in the background just for fun. But yeah, that's what I'm drawing. And
if you keep him on a separate layer, S-Fan might be able to animate that. Just Brian looking in.
Yeah, I actually have it on a separate layer. I just don't know if I do want to want him to animate it. It kind of looks good how it is, but I'm giving him a lot to work with in this one picture. He's got all these women all in one, and I guess if he wants to have animate Brian as well, I don't know. We'll see what happens when he does. But yeah, that's what this is. So, do you have anything interesting to say?
Not right now. Probably something will occur to me midstream, I'm sure.
Any interesting new topics you've had?
Well, not really. I've kind of been working myself to the bone recently, and that's just been my life. So,
yeah,
nothing super new at the moment. At least not that occurs to me right now.
I guess I don't have anything recent to talk about either. Just, oh yeah, my back. Oh my goodness, it's okay. I know it's been like a year since I made that video about my back, or the shoulder, whatever you want to call it. I still don't know to this day what it was, but this month, it was around the beginning of this month, I actually finally went to a doctor. Finally, they did all the tests, they did the x-rays, they did all that shit, and they gave me some magic pills that fucking work. So, oh my god, my back isn't in pain. And I know you may not think this is a big deal, but I can say right now, from June of 2017, I think, all the way from there to today, there has most definitely been a slowdown in progress on my end because there was definitely been some days in which I could not draw at all. Days that I could make all kinds of work happen. I could not do it because of the pain. So many days I just lay on my back just because now I would fight it. I would definitely fight it because there were deadlines or things I got to do, things I got to try and, I got to keep things going. So I fight through it. And for the most part, the pain is healed. But thankfully this month, it's like 100% gone now. Like 100%.
Did they know what it was?
Some sort of muscle thing. Like something was wrong with my muscle. Basically, I never realized it, but almost everything I fucking did in my day-to-day life involved my left hand. Yeah, because I'm left-handed. And basically, it didn't matter what I fucking did. Anything I did involved the left hand. And when I'm drawing for 6 to 8 hours a day, basically with my left hand just focused on the thing, I don't realize it, but basically just imagine like flexing your muscle. Just a good amount. But keeping it flexed for 8 hours a day, every day. That was what was going on with my arm. And that was stressing the shoulder blade muscle thing, whatever, to the point that it was just overworked that I needed some special pain meds or whatever. I don't know. It's basically a muscle relaxer. They give this to like sports athletes. So that's what I've been taking. It works so well. The downside to it is that I get extremely sleepy, so I can only take them at night before I go to bed.
Yeah, no, I know how, not for months worth of it, but I know how it's hard to work with a constant pain.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Especially when the pain is coming from the main source of your work.
Mm-hmm. I can't make my computer stop doing what it's doing right now.
I don't know what it's doing. What's it doing?
Well, I was trying to track some motion from a hentai clip so I could get an idea of what I wanted it to do and the one I'm working on. So I started the track, and now it just won't stop. It's just basically my computer's locked up, but it's still doing stuff.
Are you? Oh, okay. You scared me. I was looking at your screen. I was wondering, are you actually pixelating your art?
No. I'm trying to get track some of the motion, but now I can't stop it.
You're gonna have to.
I may have to just force quit.
Oh, that's not gonna mess up the audio.
No, it's just gonna be annoying on my end.
How's chat? Have you guys been keeping up with Vic Mignog? Who is Vic Mignog situation?
Vic is a voice actor that stuff happened with him recently. He got fired from a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of accusations on just stuff about him. He was the voice of Broly, some other stuff. I'm not going to talk about him because I know a bunch of the people in that situation, and I'm not going to talk about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've heard a thing or two about it. Yeah, now that I think about it, yeah. I guess fine. We won't talk about it. That does seem like a very interesting situation. I don't follow it because I'm not big on anime. I don't normally watch a lot of cartoons. But, I mean, whatever's happening over there, I don't know. If he's innocent, then he should be fine. But if he's guilty, then not fine. That's what I gotta say about it.
Yep.
That's pretty neat. You actually know some famous people.
Well, I go to a lot of conventions, and which led to me staffing at a bunch of conventions, which then led me to starting my own convention at one point. So
that sounds like you're famous. Like, are you?
No, it's not. It's just
secretly some celebrity. Just.
I wish. No, it's just another thing. It's like when you work like conventions, there's a point which is a little. I'd say this is a little sad, if this is the right word. But I used to like when I would go to conventions, one of the things I was always like super interested in was that there's going to be like the voice actors there, and I get to meet them, get autographs and stuff like that. But since like you staff at conventions, and when you run at conventions, you kind of work with them enough that they come back down to just being people again. So it feels very weird for me to want an autograph from a voice actor anymore, especially if there's someone I know, because that's like if you went to your friend and was like, "Hey, could you sign this for me?" It gets a little weird when you know them. like personally.
I'd do it. If my best friend just magically became a celebrity, I'd be like, yo, gotta give me as many autographs as you can.
Well, that's a little different. That's like, I'm gonna sell these and make money off of you, my friend. Good.
I mean, you know,
Nothing wrong with that. But it's more like I don't want like their autographs for my personal self anymore, just because I know them. So it's.
Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of like autographs, like I know like I was surprised to see some autographs aren't really worth a lot.
Well, like I think it just it doesn't always. It depends on how many were given out. Depends on like how often they do. Depends on what's signed a lot. Usually, though, just from what watching Pawn Stars has taught me is that autographs are generally not worth as much as people think they are. And you know, it's really with like anything, it's only worth as much as someone else is willing to pay for it.
I mean, I always thought that autographs were like gold or some sort. Because I think I mentioned this before. I looked up what are those things, Funko Pops, you know, those little chibi looking things that they always give them out at conventions and stuff. They got millions of different types, and Stan Lee one is worth like $2 million now.
Wow.
So like anything autographed by Stan Lee is you're swimming in money at that point.
Yeah. Well, it's because like it's also, you know, it depends on, I guess, current events. Like I'd wager his stuff is worth a whole lot right now just because he's just died. So like he's
that kind of sucks
right now. Yeah.
I always wanted to meet the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have any autographs of people?
I do, but they're all people that I now like have their phone numbers in my cell phone, so it's weird.
What the fuck? I'm serious. Like, you got a secret persona or something?
No. It's much less like on the fan side of things. It looks a lot more higher than it is, but it's just they, you know.
Okay, how about this? Can you tell me who do you think is the most valuable signature you have?
Valuable signature? I don't have anything that I think is real valuable. I mean, there's also stuff like I have that I think is more valuable to me than it would be most people. I don't think I have anything I would say is real valuable, because mostly when I get stuff signed, it's just for stuff I like, and I am just a super Evangelion fan, so I have like all the voice actors from Evangelion, but I don't think that's really worth too much.
I actually looked because I was always thinking, what would happen if, because everybody's talking about politics and stuff, and I was like, you know, that signed Donald Trump hat's got to be worth a lot of money. And I look online, and it's like $30. Like, this guy's the president. Like, why is he so cheap and affordable?
Well, it could be just because he's sold or he's signed a lot. It's how much, you know, how much is out there is really one of the bigger factors for signed stuff. Like, if someone signed a lot of stuff, then it's not rare, so you can get it more easily. So it ends up being less valuable in that case.
Yeah, I guess so. I just always thought that would have to be worth a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, just because it's not worth anything right now.
I don't have it. I would like to have it. That sounds pretty interesting. Alright. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, yeah. So, yesterday I asked you about this fuck, marry, kill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everybody knows the game. Fuck, marry, kill. Who would you fuck? Who would you marry? Who would you kill? And I asked you to just come up with 3 women that you would want to ask for me, and I have 3 women that I would ask for you. So,
yes.
Which one do you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So, fuck, marry, kill. You got Loretta Brown from Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
You got Patty and Selma, The Simpsons. And then you got Cruella DeVille, 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, what have you done to me?
Yeah.
See,
and when I say Patty and Selma, they both lump as one.
They both lump as one?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. See, I went the opposite way. You gave me ones where there are Yeah, okay, let's see.
Yeah, that's the point. I don't want to give you some hot women.
Right, but then you'd have to choose which ones to kill.
That should be an easy one. It's the one you want to fuck. That's the hard one. Oh, really? So you want to have them all? Fuck them all.
Well, I mean, if that was a choice. Alright, I would say... Ooh, no, wait. Okay, Mary would be Cruella de Vil because she's rich. Evil, sure, but, you know, probably kill Loretta. She was Cleveland's first wife, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And so that leaves...
whenever I think about her, all I remember is that one episode, Family Guy, where I think Peter's staying over at Cleveland's house, and he's staying on the couch, and he hears...
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Cleveland and...
Ow, 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 ow. When's it gonna be my turn? Ow, 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 ow.
Which I guess that leaves the Patty and Selma for me.
That's impressive, because those were the same choices I would have made if I was given those choices.
Ah.
Oh, so I guess since you have yours, they're going to be easy ones.
Well, no, because you still have to pick which one to kill. So I got you Raven, Teen Titans. Meg from Family Guy.
Is this really what I think it is?
What? And the last one, I had a very hard time coming up with the last one. And the last one I picked for you, especially for you, is Zoe.
The fuck? Yeah, okay, you kind of confused me with that last one.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
Anybody in chat, you guys can play along, because I'm kind of curious to see what they would say. Oh, wow. What were the choices again?
Raven from Teen Titans, Meg from Family Guy, and Zoe from You.
Okay. I'd kill Zoe, because... I don't care. Whatever. She dies.
Alright.
I guess I'd have to fuck Raven, because you got to.
You got to.
Yeah, that's... When that opportunity hits you, you don't say no. No is not an option. And I guess I'd have to marry Meg, because whatever.
There you go.
Pretty simple.
You're stuck in the Griffin family now.
I mean, I don't have to consummate the marriage. So.
No, but probably gotta hang out with Peter and Brian
Oh, fuck.
and Stewie.
No, I'd probably just marry them and then just leave.
Just leave.
Yeah. What about you? What would you do if it was those three?
Oh, ooh. Yeah, I think probably the same choices, but I mean, I'd still probably do Meg. I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah, I guess I don't either. I mean, I don't know how the show is gonna... You know, the show always does this. It glorifies the grossness of her, but yet they don't actually show it.
Yeah, I think it's just everyone's just mean to her, and she just really looks fine. That's how I interpret it.
Yeah. Okay, and I already said I'd do the same thing when it came to my choices.
Same reasons, though?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, she's already... Like, Loretta Brown, she's already dead on the show, so who gives a fuck? Patty and Selma is like, come on, it's 2 for the price of 1. Of course you're gonna hit that. And then Cruella de Vil, again, sugar mama. Make that money.
Yep.
And it can always be like an open marriage, like Elton John, you know. Did you know that? Did you know Elton John has an open marriage?
I did not know that.
I didn't even know that was possible. That's pretty fucking weird. Like, what's the point of getting married if you're just, like, and you're not cheating because they both acknowledge that, yeah, this is a open marriage. It's like, then why are you married? Just date or whatever.
I don't know. It's not my thing, so.
Yeah, Elton John's weird. Alright. Hey, Little Sneak says he'll fuck Zoe. I don't think Zoe is easy to get. I think she'd be kind of tough. I don't think...
So is that why you have to kill her?
No, I'm just not interested. I have an odd bond that I wouldn't want to sexualize. I kind of regret drawing those sexualized drawings of her that I did those years back, but I didn't understand her. I didn't know what was it gonna morph into, and now I kind of got some sort of bond. It's an odd thing. I don't know. I don't know.
And what of her friend?
Oh yeah, Anita. Like I said, I'm quite pleased that a lot of people like her. I think they like Anita more than Zoe. I do have to make some more content with her. I don't know when. The thing about making a vlog is you gotta dedicate so much time into it. It's like a solid month and a half, just straight. Morning, night, the grind is real. Because I remember what it felt like to make those last 2 Slappy vlogs I made. They were good, but it was hard to do. And I do have a script for the next one, which I hope to get around this year. I don't know. Man, I gotta find something that I can do to keep Zoe and Anita in the public eye. I just don't know what.
Maybe we could do an tiny animation with them. Doesn't have to be, not safe for work, but could be just
the whale warrior. Yeah, the name is Zoe and Anita. If you get the joke, then you win. So we're still on the topic of, cartoon women or whatever. So what are some turnoffs on women? Like, what are some things that a woman would have to do or look like that would just say, no, absolutely not. I'm not gonna do it.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, open marriage is one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not really my thing. I mean, like, I'm not too picky, but stuff like blood turns me off.
Well, when I say, I mean like characteristics, like...
Well, I mean, okay, so not like stuff they want to do, but like...
okay, let's say first sight, the first time you see somebody, a woman, and it's an opportunity for you to talk to her and do all that gay shit. What would she have to look like? What was that one thing that she would have to be wearing, looking, or even doing that would be like, nope, I'm going to turn the other direction and go away?
Let me think about that for a second.
I'll go ahead and give you mine.
All right.
Too much hair. That shit is disgusting. I remember,
right,
I saw, I was at the store one day, and I saw this woman. She was like at the aisle, and she had some shirt there. You could see the back, and her back was fucking hairy as fuck. I was like, no, ew. I had to go do something else. Oh my god, it is. Wow, it is unacceptable for a real woman in the cartoon realm. Maybe they can make it work if the artist knows how to do it. But in the real world, if a woman has got hairy arms, hairy back, hairy, even a mustache, that 5 o'clock shadow shit, if that woman is hairy, no, abso-fucking-lutely not.
Yeah, I would say I'm not really a hair fan myself. When it's cartoons and stuff, you got like furries and stuff, which is a different thing. But
yeah,
I personally am not one for hairiness.
No, you can't pick mine. You gotta pick a new one.
Oh,
I mean, there are tons of choices. I'm sure I could think of another one. But
I'm sure you can, and I'm sure I can get something soon. I just gotta think.
You can't just think to the past. Like there's been an encounter where you just saw a woman and was like, no, ew.
No, not that I can think of. Unibrow.
I mean, I guess that still counts as hair.
It still counts as hairy. I don't know. I mean, not saying this would be specifically, but like, no.
There was a lot of people who just like, oh, I don't care what they look like as long as they're sweet and nice on the inside. That bullshit is a lie. Like, I know there was a point. There was a certain point in which you will just say no, regardless to how nice and sweet this person is.
And you're probably right. I'm just trying to figure out where that point is.
You really never thought of this?
No, it's I'm like very both picky and unpicky. I would say like I am very picky as to who. Like in general, I'm not very picky in like what I would be like. Yeah, that seems like someone I would do. But I am very picky in who I would choose to go after at all. So it's a kind of conundrum here.
Oh, is it a type that you don't want to say? Like,
No,
I don't want to. If she's a Jew, I don't want
to. No. It's not like that. It's just like.
Well, I guess I can tell you a story that kind of represents this kind of moment. This was a long time ago, back when I was in high school. I remember I saw this. It was at the beginning of class. It was in the hallway. I saw this woman. Well, this, I don't know, classmate, whatever you want to. I don't know. I just saw this chick, and she wore these tight jeans. I saw long blonde hair. I could only see the back of her, and long blonde hair, tight jeans, and she was walking. I was like, wow, I want that so bad. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking talk to her next time I get a chance, because it was too late by then. But I was like, the next time I see her, I'm gonna try and make that shit happen. Even if I fail, I will be like, at least I tried, because that looks, So later that day, I unfortunately found her, and when, like, I don't know, the long blonde hair really did a good job at covering the backside, because when she turned around, oh my gosh, it was this disgusting beer gut, hoochie mama girl, like, I don't know how to explain it, like, big earrings, the purple eyelashes, like, just, head waving shit. That really upsetted me. It's like, that's not what I was expecting.
You did remind me, though, piercings. I do not like piercings.
Well, like, what kind of piercings?
Like ears, fine, but really anything beyond ear piercings, and even like I'm not a fan of the like gauges or other places on your face. Piercings are not my thing.
Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of that. That's kind of upsetting.
A lot of piercing?
Yeah, no, a lot of women with piercings. It sucks. I'm not a fan of that either, but only because I remember, if you probably never heard of this guy. His name is Stephen Molyneux. If you guys search him up on YouTube, he's this bald guy. He made an amazing video with like statistics and all this graphs and stuff, explaining like the statistical chances of getting long-lasting marriage depending on certain criterias. And one of them was like, if she has too many piercings, if she has too many tattoos, how many times has she had sex, is she a religious person, like all these questionnaires that, well, like, if she does this, you have a higher chance. And this is all backed up by amazing statistics. And I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. So ever since I saw that video, I've just been like, if you see somebody with a lot of tattoos or with a lot of piercings, it's probably not going to end well if you were to be in a relationship with her. Really smart shit. That guy knows a lot. It's pretty cool. Let me see. Okay, now, again, this doesn't have to be a real person. This can be anybody, like a fictional character. Let's say, let's go back to that fuck, marry, kill thing, right? Let's say you gotta go on a date. How do you think the date would go with any one of them? You can pick any one of the three.
Okay. So let's go with Cruella. Probably slaughtering some puppies. No,
I mean, you're the one taking her out to the date.
Oh, if I was actually going on a date with Cruella de Vil, she would probably walk all over me. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not that rich either. So, yeah, that'd be an interesting date. The more I think about that,
just gonna go to Burger King and just be like, "What's up?" That's it.
Oh yeah, that's probably not too thrilled about that. But then she sees, like, the person at the counter has got, like, some sort of fur thing on, and then she immediately wants...
What place are you going at with the story guy has a fur coat. What kind of fancy ass restaurant is this?
Oh, like no.
Some fancy ass Burger King right there.
Yeah, just a tad, I guess.
I mean, if it came to Cruella de Vil, I wouldn't really give a fuck about the date. It's like, we're getting married, so I would probably just, like, go to some random place, like a hot dog stand or whatever. If the food isn't really important. I'm just going to be, like, talking finances and business with this woman. Be like, all right, so, like, 50% of your assets belong to me now. You know, all this and that, you know. I don't really give a fuck. You can kill all the dogs you want, whatever. I mean, it's not like they're going extinct. You know, the whole fucking movie of Dalmatians was like, oh, these poor puppies. Like, oh, who gives a fuck? Those guys, they couldn't afford the fucking dogs or whatever. I don't know, like, didn't they make a series where they went on a farm or something?
Probably.
I think they made a cartoon show where they went on a farm or something. But it's like, again, they're trying to make you sell all this vegan, PETA bullshit. It's like, the bitch is offering you tons of money, and like, I got a cat, okay? But if I had one Dalmatian, I'd be like, okay, no, I don't want to do that. 101 Dalmatians. Don't tell me you love all 101 of them equally to death. Bullshit, right? You'd sell at least 10 of those for a good chunk of money.
Oh, yeah, no, that's an accurate depiction.
Yeah. Okay. So I was looking at Nickelodeon shit and reminiscing on the olden days of Nickelodeon. And you ever realize, like, have you ever watched Doug? You watched Doug.
I watched Doug way back. Yep.
You ever realize how much of a beta cuck that guy was?
No.
Really? Specific. I know
it's been a very long time since I watched Doug.
I know it's been a while too, but I do remember certain characteristics about him. Like, you can totally, like, just picture in your mind Doug Funny and how he was in these episodes. And you would be like, he's this quirky, shy kind of guy who's got the nice heart of gold characteristic, you know, all that bullshit. In the real world, that guy was a fucking loser, and I wouldn't be surprised if I saw the guy being, I don't know, doing losery shit. I don't know. But fuck, that guy was such a fucking beta, and I remember one episode in particular that solidifies this fact. And it is the episode where he found like a shit ton of money. I don't know if you remember that episode where he found this bag of money, and he was like, oh, the whole episode was just like, oh, what am I gonna do with all this money? I gotta return it to this lady. Do I give it to the cops and all that shit? You know? And it's like, at the end of it, he ends up giving the old lady the money back, and then in return, the woman gives him fucking gum. Like, talk about a fucking bitch slap. Damn, this guy got hosed hard. And it really just showed, like, I don't know if the people of that show wanted to, like, oh, the moral of the story is be sure to give the money to the people. Because if that was the moral of the story, they did a horrible job trying to explain it. And if anything, that episode made me, if I ever find a fuck ton of money, never give that shit to the owner, because I don't want to trade $1,000 for fucking gum. Fuck that, and fuck Doug for being such a beta cuck for that shit. He should have listened to the green skin guy. I forget his name. It wasn't Skeeter, it was someone else. You know, the bully.
Yep, I remember.
He should have listened to him and be like, party at my place. Like, be a fucking alpha for once. Because, like, let's say, for example, if he gave the money to the woman and the woman's like, oh, thank you, I own a gum factory. I'll give you a lifetime supply of gum. Even that would be better because, hey, I mean, yeah, you got a piece of shitty gum, but at least you get gum for the rest of your life. That sounds like a sweet deal. But you got a piece of, like, Doug, fucking, she's like 90 years old or some shit. Push the bitch over. She doesn't know who you are. Push her over, grab the money, be like, fuck that, and just take the money. Like, stop being this sissy shit. And the parents, the dad was like, oh, what was it? I remember he said some moral. It was another episode, and it was like, show me a guy who resorts to violence, and I'll show you a guy who's run out of ideas. That was how it was. Boom. Got it. Nailed it. You remember that quote?
I remember that quote, not necessarily from the show.
I do. And that was from Doug's dad. Beta dad, whatever his name was. It's like, at some point, you can't be like, okay, violence is never the answer, or whatever other bullshit. There was definitely some scenarios in life in which violence, or even just it being intimidating, just being, like how in the animal kingdom, certain animals were just like, blow themselves up to be bigger. Even in that form, they become bigger to kind of scare off enemies. So just being alpha in the situation, taking control of the situation, being a guy to just be like, this is mine, I'm taking this, whatever the situation may be, and maybe you don't have to necessarily resort to violence, but just giving them the idea that, hey, if you push me, violence is going to happen. It's shit like that. That's the kind of the messages. But it doesn't sound right on a kid's show to say that. Mm-hmm. Don't be a beta, drink your soy and save the animals and shit. It's just the more I think about that show, it's just how horrible the fucking morals of that show was. I guess Hey Arnold for a degree, but I think Hey Arnold kind of has some alpha aspects, the guy's able to like do some parkour shit and certain things to run away from bad guys or whatever. But Doug was I don't even know, does he ever at any point in the series get with Patty Mayonnaise?
I don't know. I don't remember how it ended.
He never fucking does, at least to my end. What a fucking puss! Ugh! Man, this guy. Literally, just ask the bitch, hey, you want to go out, just stick your chest out and be like, hey, you want to go out, grab something to eat, something like that. You don't have to be like, hey, I think you're really cute. Seriously, fuck Doug. If I was in that show, I'd fucking push the guy and just grab Patty Mayonnaise and French her on the mouth in front of Doug. Like, this is how you get a girl, damn it. God. I can't believe I watched that show as a kid. Doug was such a fucking bitch.
Speaking of things I watched as a kid, I just started trying to rewatch some of the original Ninja Turtles cartoon. And I remember it being so much better than it is.
Yeah, I remember, man, I was way too young to remember that. Like, that was I don't know how old. Too young to remember.
They were doing reruns when I was watching it, but it's like so cheesy, I have a hard time watching it without like just face palming the whole time.
Oh yeah, they would always make those puns like, oh, what the shell? Oh, the shell of a top. Like, I get it. That shit's kind of gay. I mean, it was interesting at the time. I'm sure back in the 80s that was like the whale warrior. Oh, that was some rat. Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate Doug that much. But yeah, I guess in the 80s, a lot of things that were deemed cool in the 80s were kind of cringy and stupid in today's world, like the shell thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might have been pretty cool and edgy at the time, but nowadays it's like, I don't know. I don't know if even if the recent episodes they do it in the new shows. Mm-hmm. Don't you watch it?
Yeah, I watched a bunch of new stuff, but haven't seen anything on Nickelodeon. I don't think. No, I haven't seen anything on Nick, and anything new anyway. The new show, I haven't. Oh, there's the new show, which I like bits of it, but I also don't like other bits of it. Just, I think they
fucked up April. Like, she doesn't look anything like it.
She is very different, but more of my issue is that they made Raph the leader of the Ninja Turtles, which was never the case before.
Ralph is the red one?
Yep. He was always like the rebel guy that was always butting heads with the leader, and now they just made him the leader. And that is my big pet peeve with the new show. I can forgive anything else, but that's the one bit that's got me.
That is kind of odd.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any. I used to be a big fan of that show a long time ago when I was a kid. I even have like baby pictures of me dressing up as them for Halloween. But yeah, I just grew out of it.
I mean, like, the original show is... But I mean, I still really like the live action movies. I watch them from time to time.
Oh yeah, I
Love-
actually watched the first one. Yeah, the first one, I could actually tell a massive difference between the first one and the second one. I didn't watch the third one, but the first one seemed a lot more edgier, cool, and the second one seemed like they toned that shit down hard for kids. I kind of got a little upset at that.
Yeah, the first one is probably my favorite because it's good. I like it.
They should do that again with like the suits and stuff, not this 3D shit.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. The new one.
The Michael
No.
Bay one.
Yeah, no. Like the first one was. I almost liked the newest one of the Michael Bay ones, except that it was almost good, and then it just wasn't. But they had Rocksteady and Bebop in it, and that was fantastic. And then just the rest of it just kind of.
Yeah, I was
through.
kind of interested in watching it just because of that, but I ended up not going, and I never ended up seeing it.
Well, it's no real loss for you there. It was could have been more than what it was. So what I'm gonna say.
Hey, Cameo Uni.
I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't read the original comics. I know the original stuff was like super gory though. Like they were like murdering people left and right.
I would be shocked if she was like black in the original source. Like, then why wasn't she black ever? Like, why was she always known as? I mean, it's not even the skin color that's the problem. It's like I'm talking about the new one. She looks like when I first saw that, I was like, "Is that gonna be the new Irma?" And it's like, no, that's April. Like, what the fuck? That's what the? Oh, like, So I mean, I don't care about the skin color as much as I like. If you made the the 90s April, you know, the whole news reporter, and just made her black, like. It'll be whatever. Okay, fine. At least she's wearing the yellow jumpsuit. She's working at the news place. She's doing all the same characteristics. But you'd make so many changes little by little, and to the point that it no longer becomes April. It's someone entirely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, what's his name? Nick Fury. Nick Fury used to be a white guy, and they turned him into a black guy. And it's like, I don't have a problem with that. That sounds pretty neat. I like how they've kind of done this, and now he's more the black Samuel L. Jackson version is a lot more popular than the old classic one that they used to have. So, but if they made Nick Fury like, he doesn't have an eye patch, and he doesn't have a beard, and it's a woman, and he doesn't work at S.H.I.E.L.D., and it's like, well, then that's not Nick Fury anymore. You're making someone completely different.
Yeah. The 2012 version. Is the 2012 version the 3D one? I think it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's the 2016.
Yeah, I think it is. It's got to be the 3D thing.
Like, I was talking with someone about this yesterday, but I think Ninja Turtles is, like, the only thing that's been remade as much as it has. Like, everything else, like, maybe it's been remade once or twice, or, like, 3 times, but Ninja Turtles keeps coming back. It keeps getting remade.
Yeah, I think that's because the creators, the guy who made it, he legitimately does not care about it, his creation. He legitimately is like, I just made this for money. It was just a joke. Do whatever you want with it. I don't give a fuck. So, I mean, yeah, that's what's going to happen.
You seen the trailer for Batman vs. Ninja Turtles?
Oh, yeah.
I am so pumped for this.
That's kind of interesting. I never really thought of that.
It looks like the thought was super ridiculous to me, but then I saw this screenshot of Batman punching Shredder, and I'm down.
Yeah, that totally sounds like something like an interesting movie idea. I mean, again, that's probably going to be its own thing as well, like its own April, its own... Like, none of this is based off of a certain TV show that already exists.
Right? Yeah, no, it's its own thing with all the character designs and such.
I watched I don't know how to explain it. I listened to somebody do like an audio book kind of thing on the comic book version. That was kind of neat. I never thought they'd actually make a movie of this. Yeah, that's totally something I might like take some time and watch when it comes out. If it came out already. I don't know.
Well, it's supposed to be at the end of May, I think. But like the trailer looks pretty neat to me. Hopefully it's gonna be good. It looks like it'll be fun at the very least.
I don't know if I can agree to that, because I don't think Samuel Jackson can. Yeah, he's a good actor or whatever, but I mean, he can't play everybody. You know, I'm sure he's been in some shit movies. I can't think of any, but I'm sure he's been in some. I haven't watched a lot of movies lately. I just kind of stopped going to the movie theaters entirely. I'm just not a fan of the. I don't want to get too much into it. The politicizing going on in the movie theaters. How everything is wokeness with politics and little whistles of this and that. That just like something that I never realized until somebody pointed out was the Justice League movie. At the very beginning, somebody like if you notice in the very beginning, there's like this biker guy stealing from some Muslim woman. It's in the very beginning of the movie. And if you look in the back of the shirt, it says something like MAGA or MAGA or something. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? But like I said, the little sprinkles of politics in movies that I just don't like. You know, get that shit out of here. The whole point of going to the theaters or playing video games or watching cartoon shows, anything entertaining, should not be politicized. There are certain places in which you want to do that. You want to talk about politics and shit, then I'm sure there's a place and time to do that. But sometimes, like me, when I'm drawing, I listen to news all the fucking time, and I just want escapism from that. I just want to chill. I don't want to, I'll listen to the Djibouti show, and they don't have any politics whatsoever, and it's just a nice relaxation of the escapism of all the bullshit going on in the world. And I hate it when I'm just trying to enjoy myself, and all of a sudden I gotta be like, oh, white supremacy, patriarchy, all this bullshit. Like, leave me the fuck alone with that. I keep doing these rants.
I recently got to see the new Hellboy movie, which was let down.
Oh yeah, a lot of people said that movie sucked.
Yeah, it was just not very well made or written. And then there were points where the graphics were really good, and then there were points where it was like Scorpion King bad. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was like, okay, but just not good. It's like they do in a lot of movies. They give you the origin story, and I mean, by this point, like, we all kind of know most of the origin story, and I just want like a superhero movie where the superhero or whoever, he knows who he is. He's not going through any trauma. He just goes and just does stuff.
Yeah,
it's like someone else's story, but it's like told from the point of view of the superhero kind of thing. You know what I mean? But just like I want something where it shows me the superhero, and the superhero is not having any trouble except maybe trying to beat the bad guy, but he's not having any trying to figure out what his life means type stuff, because that's just too depressing.
I think they might try to make it relatable and then just be like, oh, a lot of people don't know who the fuck they are. I don't know.
Yeah. Like a movie that came out a while ago and I still really like it, and I hope they do a sequel, but they might not. It was called The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which was much better than I thought it was going to be when I saw it. But it's really good because the main character is just this like super like suave, smarmy asshole, and it's someone else's story, but it's told from his point of view, and it's just so good.
I think I know that movie. I never watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
I would give it a watch. It's one of my top movies, I would say.
Okay, I might find that. I'd have to watch it in a way. Like I said, I am not really a fan on supporting a lot of industries that promote this fucking political bullshit. Like I said, if you want to be political, fine, be political. But like I said, you got to be what you were supposed to be in the first place. Like, what is that place? What is the ice cream? Ben and Jerry's? Like, they make ice cream. What the fuck are they doing with politics, making all these ice cream brands based off of political issues? It's like, get the fuck out of here, motherfucker. I don't want to deal with that shit. Alright, again, I keep repeating myself. Yes, Lazy Rock, this. I mean, the only way this thing will not be uploaded is if the audio is just pure shit and I cannot fix it at all. That's the only problem. I really hope that, we've got backups. I'm recording this on OBS. I've paid for the premium thing on Picardo, so that's going to be a second backup. And then AEhentai is doing it on his end, so that's a third backup. This should get uploaded to YouTube. I'll be real pissed if it doesn't. All right. So how's the stream going, by the way? This seems pretty interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's mostly just me ranting on random shit. I'd be interested to see if you could do some rants.
Oh, I'm not a big ranter. At least not without planning ahead.
Yeah, everything's just coming straight through. All this pent-up rage that I can't talk about to anyone else. Anyone here in the city, that the place I'm at, everybody's just, they don't mingle. They're all in their own little area. But maybe I'll save that one for another live stream. Oh yeah, okay. Let me open up the layers, because some people coming in might not know what's going on. All right, because all they see on my end is just a empty
bed.
room. Yeah, let me turn this on. And remind everybody what I'm working on. Thank you, Lazy Rock. So far, I'm pretty happy with how the stream is going so far. There's not a lot of dead air, not a lot of cringy weirdness. Everything seems fine on my end. So again, let me just repeat this to anybody who may not have seen this. I am working on a drawing for Lazy Rock. This is going to be animated. This is Steve.
You mean for S-Fan?
Oh, sorry. You're sorry. You're right. S-Fan. I was looking at Laser. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is for S-Fan. S-Fan is going to animate this. And this is a drawing of Steve Smith having a grand old time with Meg and some of our friends. Well, Brian Griffin in the background is kind of pissed that he's not getting in on the action. Yeah, and as I said, this was supposed to have originally just been Meg and Steve, but S-Fan kind of pushed me to add more. So I'm up to the challenge, and I hope he is too when he animates this. Because there's going to be a lot of fucking layers in this. Alright, so that's what I'm doing. Turn this back on. Alright, let me find the next topic. And if any of you guys in the stream have any topics or questions you guys want to ask us, go right ahead. It's interesting to have a big group of people in this talk. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Somebody offered to join us. Purple Mantis, that was his name.
Oh.
So I never worked with him before. I think I remember I asked him if he wanted to do a collaboration a long time ago. He said no. I forgot why. I mean, it wasn't anything bad, but so I don't have a problem with that. If he wants to, find some time to join us, or anyone else for that matter, it would be neat to have more animators and artists, anyone in this field, to just join us in this interesting thing. Hear from everybody, especially if this gets uploaded to YouTube, because right now let me see, I only see 9 people watching. It's whatever, that's fine. I'm sure if this gets uploaded to YouTube, there's going to be over 100 people, 200, who knows. There's going to be a lot of people watching this overall on YouTube. So if we have more people, there'd be more interesting people. Maybe somebody's not a fan of Slappyfrog, but they're a fan of S-Fan or Purple Mantis or you. That's how people, it's the connection thing. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Oh, dude, I'm saying all the words here, man. It's crazy. It's fine. It's just, I'm not one to talk this often. I am usually very quiet because there aren't a lot of people to talk to.
I usually just don't talk. I'm more of a responder, I guess. If you can get me on something, I'll talk, but it's
you gotta, what do you usually
there.
do on a day-to-day basis?
I work, and then I work some more, and then after that, some more work.
Do you feel comfortable telling us what you work at?
Vaguely. I do, some military contract development stuff.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Not as cool as it sounds.
That sounds scary. First I think you're a celebrity, now I think you're a fucking CIA agent of some sort.
Not like that sort of stuff. I help develop just some systems and like mechanical.
You find like
stuff.
UFO scraps and give it to the military and
Oh yes,
dig
that
up
would be
dead bodies and shit.
that would be much more interesting. But
Do that crazy shit, man.
and not quite that stuff. It's just like figuring out how to make certain things, and mostly it's writing reports and more reports and some more reports after that, which gets real old real quick.
Wow, that's just the fact you're doing some sort of military shit. That's like, wow, you just worked at some fashion like magazine or something. Wow. All right. Okay. Let me see. What's the next topic? Okay, this was kind of interesting. Okay, so this was something that happened, and I was actually considering making this a topic on a vlog, but I don't know yet. I don't think I'm going to, just because there's a lot to research on. And the thing is, do you know who Hannah Hayes is?
No, I don't.
I'm sure
so.
somebody knows who Hannah Hayes is. I'm sure you may have seen her, on the internet when you've been alone. She's a porn star, and the thing is, though, she's mentally handicapped, and it raised some questions into the debate of, can somebody give consent if they are mentally handicapped?
I think I read something about this. Not like it's ringing some bells now. A little bit ago.
It's kind of creepy because it's like,
well, that's like one of the things where like I couldn't tell you because I'm not mentally handicapped. I have absolutely no.
Yeah, but you're not a little kid, and you can say
Right.
like, why should little kids not be in porn? Obviously,
Right,
they can't consent.
Right, but more like what I mean is like I don't know that someone who's mentally handicapped can't consent. I don't like in my head like I cannot even fathom what that would be like. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, I know that's the conundrum. It's like I don't know either because, like, let's say in all forums, like if Hannah Hayes, her story is, I think she was in college or she was in high school, one of the two. She got into a car accident.
Ooh.
And that kind of messed with her brain, and now she's very slow to talk. She slurs her words. She's definitely lost some IQ, and it's just she's kind of explaining how she got into porn and all that. And
Was she into it before the car accident?
no,
Okay.
so that's the creepy thing. Is like this. There was a guy who introduced her to all of this while she was like the way she was, all slurring her speeches and shit. And it's like, who's this creepy slime ball who tried to take and manipulate this woman? Now,
Right.
she says she did this on her own, that she likes it, she enjoys it, and all that. But, I mean, obviously anybody can tell you that, yeah, they're gonna love, the getting paid for sex. But it goes beyond that. You can't just use that as an excuse. Otherwise, again, kids would be doing it. Any kid could. I'm sure when you jacked off for the first time, you were like 12 or 13, and it's like, even though you enjoyed it, and that doesn't give you the right to be like, go have sex, And so, even if you're of legal age, in your mind, you have the mental ability of that of like an 8-year-old. It really makes you think, like, what? Now, obviously, society has already gave the answer, and that is, yes, they can, because otherwise Hannah Hayes would not be around. But
Right.
should that be what is going on? Should Hannah Hayes be allowed to do that, or no? And I'm kind of curious as to that. Like, let's say you had the power to say yes or no. Would you be like okay with letting fully grown people, but who are not mentally of age, perform?
I don't know. That's a very I don't know. Because also I don't know that she's like, just because she speaks slow, I don't know that means that she's not mentally of age. Because sometimes you have there's just the issue where the connection between your brain and your head is not there. Like, you still I know, like, a bunch of people I know that after they had concussions, they basically spoke of it like they could think of all of their thoughts. It wasn't coming out. Like, they just couldn't get their body to do it, even though they felt like they were still thinking like the same way, but they could tell that their body wasn't doing it. So I don't know if it could be like a case of like that, where it's just, now your body just saying nope. So I don't know.
I don't think your body would say no to that.
Well, it's not really like you get a choice there when you have a brain damage. It is a scary thought to me.
Oh wow, people in chat. Oh, this took a weird turn. Yeah, I didn't tag these in order. These are just coming out of nowhere. But yeah, her name is Hannah Hayes, and damn, even I can't really. Okay, I think for safety purposes, I would say no. Just to be on the safe side, I would say no. If you're not mentally able to consider yourself of age, I would have to turn you down. Just to be safe. That's my choice. And plus,
that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, and plus, like, again, I want to do research on this because there was a big rabbit hole in this. But the corruption in the porn industry, how these people abuse these women, how back in the day, they used to get paid a lot of money, but nowadays they get paid like fucking dirt cheap, but they glorify them anyway. And, a lot of times, like, they even do backstage things like, oh, if you want to get into the porn, you have to fuck this guy first, not on camera. Just do me a favor. And they just out, like, it's kind of like under the table kind of shit. It's a lot of fucked up shit, and then those drugs and all that shit, like people dying, people getting diseases, and it's some really fucked up shit in the Hollywood game. Just Hollywood in general. How creepy it is. I'm only going to focus on the porn side, but yeah, you can get into some really dark pedophile shit in Hollywood. It's like, I don't even know if that's something I would want to tackle in my vlogs, because I'm trying to make the vlog funny and interesting, not serious and dark. I don't know how I could make that funny. But that is a topic I would like to talk about, but I just don't know the right time and place.
Yeah, probably not in a funny blog.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. Again, let's get off the topic then. Let's move on to the next one then. Let's see. Okay, this is kind of... Here we go. This isn't as creepy, but this is just a stupid little thing.
As creepy. It's still creepy.
Yeah.
It's not as creepy.
It's more just stupid, but let's just see. So, genuinely, talking like real down-to-earth, legitimately, what are your thoughts on certain types of conspiracy theories? Now, I'm not saying like the crazy stuff like well, maybe I am saying something. Well, I got a list of certain things, but I'm not talking like George Soros and the Bilderberg and all that bullshit. That's whatever. I'm saying legitimate conspiracy theories that nobody can prove without a doubt. And I'm talking like ghosts, Bigfoot, aliens, that kind of creepy monster kind of.
That's the sort of thing where I would love to be able to believe in that sort of stuff, but I don't. But I want to, because that would just make the world way more interesting than I think it is. But just, I'm very much of a have to see it to believe it type of person. So
like aliens, without a doubt, you don't think there was life on other planets?
I wouldn't say that I would think that without a doubt, but I would say probably they're not abducting people here, or if they're not here, I'd say most likely that if they exist, they're still on their own planet being like, I wonder if aliens exist.
Lazy Rock. Don't worry, man. I'm trying not to make this dark and creepy. I'm just trying to keep it like, we're adults. That's what it is. We should be having adults talking. Like, I'm not trying to creep anybody out. It's just, just beer talk. So, I mean, I don't know, like, maybe you being in the military stuff, you could fucking classify shit.
Well, I can tell you that just from my experiences with some of the military stuff, I do not believe that they would be capable of covering stuff up, because there's some real incompetence, especially when it comes to technology stuff, that it is absolutely ridiculous. That it's like real face palmy type stuff, and I don't want to talk about it because I probably shouldn't. But just some of the ways that certain things are handled with the data, and that the actual technology they use is way far behind what you can go buy in Best Buy. And part of that is security reasons, because the older the technology is, as far as certain things, it's much harder to hack and get all the, there's a type of security that comes from using stuff that no one else uses, but like...
In a way that makes sense, but it's also like, okay, so then that would say the stuff of today is easier to hack, and it's...
Well,
that's bullshit.
Like, it's not so much like, it's not that the stuff from today is easier to hack, but there's more focus on it. Like, it's the reason, like, for a long time people were talking about how Macs couldn't get viruses and that they couldn't get hacked, and that wasn't the case. What it was is just that not enough people were using Apple at the time to make it worth some hacker's while to go through it, to do it for a Mac, which is less the case today, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, even in today, you can just see on, like, how social media, these politicians, they just don't understand what's going on in technology.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, so I get it, how maybe it is incompetence. Maybe they just legitimately like, oh, phone.
I mean, I have stories I would love to tell. Like, I can tell this one because it's not like it's just dumb, but it won't be specifics. But so
it's not going to get you killed by some secret agent.
Yeah, right. So I was working on a project, and comment. There is an Area 51, but there's not really anything cool there.
Oh, what? You been there?
I haven't been there, but someone I know that I trust to have told me the truth is just like, I mean, there's cool. Here we go.
This is becoming some Alex Jones shit now.
But no aliens. At least maybe there's a part under the part they saw. I don't know.
They put chemicals in the water to make the frogs gay.
But so basically, we were working on a project, right? It took a long time. The project we were working on was just taking a long time to get through. And basically, it got to the point where the person that was working on it with us left. Laser Rock, no, I'm not, but I worked with the military for some stuff for my regular job.
You should say you do, just for the fun.
And so basically the person was working on it with us and like getting all the information and stuff had left the program, just like they were just taking off the assignment or whatever. And basically the way they had the computers is that they didn't have any backups, and they wipe everyone's computers when they leave. So all of the stuff that we'd been working on with them was just gone, and we had to do it all over again because no one had backed it up, and they just wipe everything every so often.
Really?
I mean, it depends, I'm sure, on like the branch and what who's managing it, and maybe this was just a instance of some real bad management, but like, it's just like, and like, I'm not talking like, these aren't like the people who are like out fighting. These are the like office workers all in the background doing the research type stuff, branches.
That kind of gives some value to the theory that they legitimately like, I don't know if you know of this guy, Owen Benjamin. He was a comedian, but then he went fucking batshit insane. And now he's like some crazy guy on a farm making live streams about the Jews. And yeah, he really turned 180. Or was it 360? Whichever.
180.
Yeah, 180.
360 would mean like come back around to where he was.
Anyway, I remember one thing led to another, and I ended up seeing a video where he made a very, very strong point as to why nobody has ever been to the moon. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, this sounds fucking stupid, but I'll hear you out. Let me see. Educate me. And he did. He was like, apparently NASA deleted the files and technology that made them go into space back in the 60s. And so you want to tell me they had the technology back then to, go into the moon, but they somehow don't have that technology anymore to this day.
Oh, I can also speak on this because I also work with NASA. But
oh, fuck, they're gonna fucking kill you. man.
No. NASA is a little bit more of a disappointment, but not in that way. So I was working on another NASA project, which is related to the military one.
I just want to say, this stream is gonna kick so much fucking ass. I bet you our numbers are gonna grow exponentially after I put this on YouTube. This is some crazy shit. I love it. Okay, you can continue.
So I went there and we were working on a project, and like I was little disappointed to learn that they don't like, and part of it is because of like safety reasons. Like when the Challenger blew up, that was not a great thing. So they're very, very cautious about doing anything new. With, you know, from like way back in the 60s, you know, when we went to the moon in like no time at all. Like the whole project happened real fast from like nothing to on the moon. But since then, they just haven't really made any real advancements in, like, obviously we had the advances when we got to the space shuttles and stuff, but basically the United States, you know, we stopped the last shuttles a couple years ago, and we can't even get on the space station. I think we go up in the Russian shuttles when we have to send anyone to or from the space station. But basically, we were looking at stuff with the suits, and the spacesuits are basically the same thing that they had when they went to the moon. Like, there's not been any real advancement in that particular bits of technologies. Now, there's been like little things here and there, like they've upgraded some materials or stuff, but it's still all basically like the same design, like a very if it's not broke, don't fix it attitude, which kind of turns into if it's not broke, don't make it better kind of thing is what it's kind of turned into. So that's, you know.
The thing is, though, it's like, why? Why hasn't anybody ever been to the moon after what America has done?
Well, why would you go there? Is the biggest reason I've heard.
Just to fucking swing your dick and say, yes, we did it again.
Well, that would be cool, but that's a very expensive dick swing.
Didn't Obama and Trump, both of them, say that they were going to do that, though?
Yeah, I think Obama was supposed to be setting up the plan to start going to Mars, which is what they're currently working on.
Why the way Mars, though, when we can't even, like, maybe it would be smarter if we made a base on the moon first, and then we go from there, you know, like that. To go from all the way from Earth to Mars, that doesn't seem that like a good idea.
Well, I think it's just so we can get there and swing our dick and say, look, we did it.
Or it could be what Owen Benjamin said, and it's all been truth. We've never been on the moon, you know? It's crazy. I mean, I'll say, like I said, the fact that really kind of makes me, you know, raise a flag is the fact that, yeah, why the fuck did NASA delete the incredibly vital information that we had, the technology to get to the moon, and for some reason we can't repeat it?
Oh, no, we can.
If we did something in this, like, okay,
I haven't heard about it.
All right, let me say this. If back then, like, cell phones in the 60s, like, now that seems almost like something that doesn't even exist, or the fact that you can just see people on your phone and talk to them, like, face to face. Back in the 60s, that shit was, like, impossible, and nowadays you have it now. So at what point are we really going to be getting that space travel thing? Like, shouldn't space travel be way more frequent now as opposed back then?
Oh, I wish, but it's some difficult stuff. For the stuff I've been working on, we have to develop it to work in space, and it is some ridiculous, like, requirements, because just stuff gets real weird in zero gravity. Like, the biggest thing that we have to worry about is, like, water. Like, any liquids, it'll just, if it touches a surface, you know, like, if it touches here, it just kind of drips off. But if you have, like, liquid, so here's like the thing, like, if you had, like, a gallon of water, right, in space, and you kind of, like, stuck your arm in it, it would eventually suffocate you, because the water will, like, seep up along your arm until it covers your body, like, including your mouth, and you'd be stuck in the water. Maybe a gallon is not enough, but, like, a body of water you would get stuck in and couldn't get out of it. It would, like, suck you in. It's
I get it,
terrifying. But, like, with the space, I think, like, This is a thing that some people I was talking to were annoyed at, but the technology that they're planning to go to Mars and back to the moon with is basically the exact same stuff they did in the 60s. Like, again, no real advancement type thing.
That's
like the
kinda
same.
odd.
Yeah, it's the same rockets type thing. Same, basically, like I've seen the Mars, not shuttle, the capsule that's planned to go there, and it's basically that it's bigger, but it's still basically that tiny cramped thing you see in the Apollo movies. The same exact thing, but like, and I guess part of, I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, to be fair. So
you
maybe
worked
it
at
is.
NASA.
Yeah, but I wasn't making rockets.
What
I was
were you
something-
doing?
I can't tell you.
Oh fuck! Really? Some secret agent shit.
I could tell you, but I'm not gonna get killed for telling you. But I shouldn't tell you.
Oh,
So.
that's crazy, man. All right. Let's try and get off this. Like I said, I'm not 100% convinced on the moon thing. This way or that way. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I'm not. I mean, I'm just whatever. I still think Owen Benjamin is a batshit crazy guy. I think Alex Jones has way more sense than him. So, you guys listen to that guy at your own peril. I'm just saying that was just something that just, you just go down the rabbit hole of YouTube sometimes and you find one video that leads to something and all of a sudden you're seeing weird shit you didn't even know existed.
I've done that on YouTube a couple times. I'm like, what on earth did I watch to let YouTube suggest this stuff to me?
Alright. Okay. I want to stay on the conspiracy theories, but only because I never got the answer on like ghosts or Bigfoot or prehistoric sea creatures. Let's get off the alien one and let's just focus on ghosts next. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Ghosts? Real or not?
I don't think they are, but I really want them to be. Like, more so than anything else. I would absolutely love some sort of proof that death isn't the end, because it terrifies me to no end.
Okay, to me, legitimately, I say no ghosts whatsoever. I do not believe in any paranormal ghost stories at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because, what was it? I remember I saw a video which educated, it was like they did like a study or something on like supposed ghost houses, like haunted houses. And they did like, they always like to be like, oh, I have this EMT device that lets me know if a ghost is around or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They found out that like something like the houses were like built on like soil or like certain areas of the map that just have general higher amounts of electricity, like better conducts of electricity than normal. But that isn't fucking ghosts. That's just like the area of the land, like there's like more iron in the soil or some shit like that. It has nothing to do with fucking ghosts. So every time they're like, oh, my radar is off the charts, this house is totally haunted. It's just fucking like little electricity.
It's just the dirt.
Yeah, floating around. Like, it's not fucking haunted. So I just 100% any ghost story, I don't give a fuck. Until I get 100% concrete proof, I will not believe any ghost, even if there was legitimate, like, oh, look at this footage this 60-year-old man made or found when a chair got lifted and threw across the room. I don't give a fuck if that shit was real or not. I want to know 100%, not 90%, not 80%, 100. I want factual science to determine that. Now, that being said, I am a guy who goes to church, which is weird coming from the guy who's drawing this stuff. But even as a spiritual man as myself, I do not believe in ghosts at all. There you go.
All right.
Sorry again. I keep ranting. I keep ranting. I'm sorry.
I really want to believe in ghosts, but I just don't.
Yeah, I'm just through with it. Like, it's kind of like the whole doomsday shit. I remember, like, I don't know if I told. I used to be the 2012 crazy bunker guy. I remember because I was fucking terrified of 2012. I legitimately thought that shit was gonna happen. All the Y2K, well, not Y2K, but I mean, like, that was gonna happen in 2012. I legitimately thought that we were gonna get fucked. We were all gonna die. It was gonna be the apocalypse. And none of it, like, these people were selling books. These people were making videos. Like, all these things pointing one thing to another was like, it was just so convincing that it could not have been fake. And since that bullshit got me, I refuse to believe in any sort of make-believe stuff. That I just refuse to believe in any sort of, oh, the world's gonna end next year because this passage in the Bible. Like, no, I'm gonna wait until it happens. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna live my life in the now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I get pissed. And that's kind of one of the things why I get pissed off at Alex Jones. Alex Jones was one of those guys who did that shit too. He would always have these fucking people on his show like, oh, we have a top economist say that the stock market is going to crash in 2013, and then that didn't happen. Oh, we got this stock market guy saying he's going to happen in 2014, 2015, 2016, and it's like, fuck you, Alex, fuck you and your crazy shit, all right? Like, I love the guy because, you know, he's still funny and entertaining, and sometimes he makes good facts, but when it comes to the prediction thing, just change it. Ignore it. Do not, because I even remember back when that guy was on YouTube. He made the title of the video was, what was it? I remember it. This happened like 2017 last year. And it was North Korea, big military guys leaks the info that North Korea and America are going to go to war this year. It is imminent. It is 100%. It is going to happen. I remember that video. That motherfucker put that on the video on YouTube. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then I watched the video. Had nothing to do with that title. Just like, oh, yeah, it might happen. We just got some hearsay. You know? Like, ooh. Alex, you motherfucker. I'm sorry I keep getting these rants. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's the whole point. That's what the people are here for.
How are you guys in chat doing? I hope I'm not I'm probably scaring them all away. So, hey, the numbers went up 13. I don't know. What are you guys talking about over on the, dragons and shit? What the fuck? I don't know. People in chat they're just talking about their own thing. All right. Let me go to the next topic right here. Okay. One more conspiracy theory, and then we're done off this thing. Okay? And it's the prehistoric sea creatures one.
Okay.
Do you think there are prehistoric dinosaurs underneath the sea? Like, we're talking like big, giant, things that mankind has never seen before.
I'd say it's the thing I probably believe the most in, but still very, very unlikely. But of all of the things, probably the thing I would most think in, because like that one, I mean, I don't really know that much about Ice Age, how all that junk works, but that's the one that to me seems the most plausible. I don't really think I think it's very unlikely, but at least I don't think that one's super impossible.
Yeah, that one, it's interesting. I said, I
would love for all of them to be real in one way or another.
Why? What the fuck?
Okay,
Hell no.
Okay. No, because I'm just saying that would be a much more entertaining world if there were like ghosts and aliens and all that all over the place.
Are you talking like some anime shit where like they just casually walking down the street?
Like, good, no, just like how much would you feel like it would like totally change your world, right? If you had like an actual ghost experience and like 100% convinced you,
I'd be scared shitless.
Well, I mean, so would I. I'm not saying it wouldn't be terrifying, but it's definitely less boring.
No, fuck that. I take boring over scared any time of the day. Like I said, take it from a guy who spent fucking what was it? I graduated 2009. I think it was 2009 or 2012. Those years, just in my room, frantically scared, storing cans and water. I was scared for like 3 years straight. I regret those years, and I wish I could take those years back. I would much rather live a safe, boring life than fucking being paranoid. Now, if like the ghost like spoke to me and was like, "Hey, what's up?"
He's like, "Hey, what's up?"
I'm a ghost. I'm gonna tell you something cool. I'm like, "Oh, cool." You know, like, if they were just casually, like, it was just a fact of life that, you know, the average person is gonna meet a ghost every once or twice in their life. You know, like, they just know that it's there, then okay, I wouldn't be so scared. But if you're talking like this shit doesn't happen and you're just one of the unfortunate ones to encounter this shit, hell no, I don't want that.
Alright, that's fair.
But yeah, it would be interesting if they were just casually walking across the street and like, oh, that's my neighbor Ghost Steve over there, just hovering around doing his ghosty stuff, whatever that is.
Neighbor.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what else we got. Okay, let's get out of this stuff. That was interesting. Let's get out of that crap. Okay. You've been to World 34. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you have.
Of course.
Is there anything on Rule 34 that you would consider it should not exist? Like the worst cartoon source to do Rule 34 of?
Oh, like of something, like not that just the art's bad.
Yeah, it's like the
like
source.
Your favorite Simpsons artist there.
Yeah, like what was it? Rugrats, for example. Like I would have never thought that shit would have somehow been hot. But Pandora Box knows how to make that shit happen. I don't know how he does it, but he knows how to turn that shit good. So, if it wasn't for him, I would say there should not be any Rugrats because of the way their fucking deformed drawings look like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't... Like you said, like, Pandora's Box managed to do that with Rugrats, so... Like,
well, some artists can do it.
That?
Some artists can do it, some artists can't.
That's the case with anything, really. Like, I've seen some stuff of shows that I love and think that there should be stuff all over the place, but it is just some not good-looking stuff.
Okay, like Bob's Burgers. That's. I tried to watch the show. I could not get into it. I tried, but even that, the art just looks so bad. They have no chins. They have no shoulders. Anybody can draw them, but yet there are some artists out there. Just make it happen. Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering, like, would there be a show that you may be aware of, some character who's just so disgusting, just so unfathomable that you would just be like, you should not be drawn nude?
Nothing that's occurring to me.
I already said mine, Bob's Burgers, but I mean, I guess anybody who's a... What's her name?
I mean,
Ursula?
I haven't watched the show Grease at all, but I've seen clips of it. But the Netflix, there's something about the art style I don't really like. But I don't know if I would say it's Unrule 34-ness. But the Big Mouth, I think it's called. I've just seen clips of it.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen that. I haven't seen the show, but I know what you're talking about. I have these big fucking eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. Yeah, that's a dumb show that I would not want to see anything Rule 34 of. Now, if there was a talented artist who can make that shit happen, okay. But for the most part, just maybe not everything that exists needs to be Rule 34.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look at the chat again. Everybody's talking about fucking video games. What the fuck? Alright, then I guess we'll talk about video games since everybody wants to talk about video games. Left 4 Dead, the Boomer. I wonder whatever happened to that game. Hey.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Okay.
What, did you actually look that up?
I just looked it up.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What do you think?
I'm sure someone's into it, but I'm not.
Would you say there were a lot of people who would be into that, or a very select few?
No, probably just a very select few. It's something.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, there are some fetishes out there that I don't even get why that's a thing, but some people just love it. You know, like the whole inflation shit or the feet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get feet at all, but people like it.
That's why, though. It's like, I guess it's one of those things you would have to ask to one of those themselves. Like, you would have to find one and speak to them and be like, why? Why the fuck you like that shit?
I don't know. I mean, like, there's some stuff I like. I couldn't really explain specifically why.
Like?
Well, I mean, just like... Well, now I gotta think of something.
Are you having a hard time thinking about it, or are you just having a hard time explaining it once you say it?
Probably both. Well, like... I mean, I'm a pretty super vanilla person, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's...
For the most part.
Normal to be vanilla. I mean, the stuff I draw is labeled vanilla compared to a lot of creepy shit a lot of other people do. How about I go first then? If you're gonna go, you know,
I'm trying to think of something that makes sense. And
something that you could explain.
Yeah.
I really don't know anything myself either. But the thing is, I legitimately like if there was a fetish of some sort that I had, I'd draw it. I'd drawn it already. Like I guess the worst would be the Shota thing, straight Shota. I mean, I like I said, I've already explained this myself a while back as to why I draw Shota sometimes. The reason is because sometimes on a lot of shows, they will portray the male characters or the grown-ups in the show as these fat, disgusting people like Homer Simpson, who you just don't want to see with the naked. You know, they like Peter Griffin, and Stan Smith with his big-ass fucking chin. They just look gross. They're not, But then, so you want to find somebody, and the only person you can find who has a decent, normal body would be the younger people, like Steve Smith. Steve Smith has, I mean, I don't see much wrong with. He has a normal body. The only thing is the head, and everybody in the show has a big head, so it doesn't really matter. So he's the perfect candidate for somebody like me to draw because he's not going to gross anybody out. He's a perfect good size. Everything's good. Like, that's why I would draw him. It's not necessarily because I want to see young boys have sex with older women. It's because I just want a normal body that I need for the source.
And that's what you got.
That's all I got to work with. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do some crossover shit, and sometimes it works, other times it doesn't work. So I'd rather try to keep it in the same realm most of the time.
Oh, the Whale Warrior brought up a good example that I don't know why I couldn't think of that myself. But like, with like food on female type stuff, I love that. I couldn't tell you why.
Gross, no, I'm just joking.
But yeah, like that's the thing. Like I like that myself, and I couldn't tell you why specifically.
I do notice that there are some people, like I remember there were some people that I knew who just so happen to like that as well. I don't know why. And I even try to think of myself, like I put myself in their shoes, like, why? What is it? And I'm thinking it could be because you see porn differently than I would, whereas I might want to put myself into the scenario. You would more like just want to see it as it is. You don't want to play pretend. You just want to see it. And so when you see two women, you're like, awesome, two women. But, I mean, you don't want to see two women lesing out all the time. You want to see a dick somewhere in there, getting in there. And so that's why you do the Fuda thing. That's just my theory.
I mean, it could be a little bit of that, because, like, I'm also thinking that, like, when it comes to, like, Evangelion stuff, I like seeing the Shinji with pick a girl, but it's like, I don't like it. I do not like, not that I don't like it, but I'm not as big of a fan if I don't know both characters that are in the image, if that makes sense. Like if it's Shinji and Misato, that's great. If it's miscellaneous person and Misato, that's fine. But I like when I know who both people involved are from the show type thing.
Yeah,
makes sense?
I get that. Like with Patreon, I do the Patreon exclusives. If you guys aren't aware, I will give out monthly drawings for only Patreons. People support me on Patreon. And the thing is, though, because of Patreon's rules, I am forced to make it an adult person. Now, instead of making it a source from the show, because that shit would be too annoying, I just made it a normal, anonymous guy. Like, just faceless. And that's okay, but it's kind of annoying because I'm not a fan of that either. Because I don't know why. Like, it's okay if you want to make it just some random guy. Like, even if it's your own OC, that's fine. But when it's a faceless man, like, you know, sometimes they just do a bald, round head with a question mark on it. I'm sure you've seen those drawings.
Yeah.
That shit's kind of it's a turnoff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that I wish, I don't know. I wish Patreon would be less fucking forceful.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, I know why they do that. It's like all the other people that have tried like making new things, like PayPal banned them when they wouldn't follow the same rules. It's all PayPal's fault.
Yeah. Fucking. I don't know, man. Like sometimes I think PayPal just, again with the politics, they just have a certain politic that is fucking certain people up, and they don't know what's going on. They don't know how to handle it. They're fucking doing things wrong. Like the drawings, it's not illegal. Why did they have to kick off Studio Foul? Again, I know you explained why, but I'm just saying, like, I don't agree to the reason to it, because it's not like they were making real stuff.
Well, one of the things I'm not 100% sure of with why PayPal has that, I think it's less that specifically and more because of credit card companies. Because with credit card companies, they basically charge the person doing it a much higher amount, like a higher percentage and a higher yearly fee, because as it turns out, with a lot of, especially with not safe for work stuff, what happens, and this is not really even a morals thing, this is just people are awful thing, is that what happens is that a lot of people will sign up for a month of something, and then they'll call up the credit card company and be like, oh no, I want to cancel that. And then they have to charge it back, and that just happens much, much more frequently with not safe for work stuff. Particularly the less safer for work.
Well, I mean, can't they just be like, change the policy and make it so that shit isn't something that happens?
Well, I wish, but that's credit card I think there's probably some rules about what when credit card companies have to allow that sort of thing. Oh, Lazy Rock's asking about Subscribestar. Lazy Rock, if ever I get kicked from Patreon, I would go to Subscribestar, but Subscribestar doesn't allow PayPal, which is where I do all my money.
Well, so. I am going to be going to Subscribestar next month. I'd rather not wait until I get kicked off Patreon to do it. You got to make sure you got a backup plan. So, yeah. and plus, I've spoken to somebody who does our line of work, but hasn't Subscribestar, and he explained to me how it works and all that, and they seem a lot more lenient than Patreon.
Yeah, I was looking at some of this. I was actually looking at it earlier today.
So I'm definitely going to be going there next month. I mean, see what happens. I do predominantly use PayPal, but I have a debit card or something. I'm sure they can find a way to make the money work. If they allow people like us on their program, then I don't see a reason why we shouldn't take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. I was actually looking into trying to set up a Gumroad.
What is that?
I don't know how. Oh, it's like a store, like a digital storefront where you can sell, like it's not like subscribing type thing, but you could sell like
dillies,
like higher resolution images or animations, and would be in my case. But I don't really make stuff fast enough for that to be super viable. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's more something I think I might do for like my tools I write to help make animations.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think I could do that. Just because digital has just become so convenient for everybody that just having I know there are some rare people who like to print it out and frame it.
It's all digital. It's like a digital storefront, so you could make like digital things.
Oh, so it's kind of like what I'm doing already on Patreon. But
yeah, except it's like instead of a monthly thing, people would be like, I want to see this one image you did. I'm going to buy just that one.
That's not a bad idea. I'll get all greedy now. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Everybody's going to be like, oh, Slappyfrog's just shilling out for money. Oh,
selling out.
Yeah, what a sellout. No, I don't want to do that. But I do need to make money, though, so.
Yep.
That's why I'm going to do the Subscribestar thing. because one of the things I showed you a few weeks ago, the Pandora's Box style drawing I did.
Yep.
I can explain that too. Cammy or Uni, if you're still in the chat, you can hear this because this involves you. So recently, this month, I played Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh.
Like a fucking nerd. And the reason why is because I barely get time to play any video games. I barely get time to do anything. It's always just work, draw, work, draw. It's to have that escapism it's fucking amazing. So, I mean, you can even ask Cammy, Uni, or any of the people involved themselves. I was fucking giddy like a fucking girl. All, oh, I want to do it. I want to play. I want to do it. Oh, you need this? Let me draw. Oh, I'll do this. And because I was just super excited. And one of the things, the game's called, get this, Dungeons and Shoulder. Which is, that's, wow, like, you signed me up. So the party is about, everybody is like Shoda age, except for one person who is still considered Shoda age, but not, more like Teen Titan age, I guess. Anyway, basically they're adventuring, doing Dungeons & Dragons shit, but they are just Shodas. And they will occasionally act out and have sex scenes. And it's like, wow, that's cool. They won't get graphic because everybody in the party is dudes. But basically it's like Fade to Black. You know, you scored this chick. Congratulations, that's it. And I was like, I want to spice this shit up. I want to fucking make this like way cooler than it could be. So I was like, okay, I'm offering this game within a game where basically the dungeon master will tell me what he has in store for the next game session. And I will draw out a sex scene of what is going on in the session. So, for example, let's say next game I'm going to have a elf lady have sex with this player. Okay, I'll draw that, and now I'm not
have an elf lady.
I'll just like the thing is though the person in the party has to have sex with an elf lady in that game in the session in order to get the drawing out, in order to unlock the drawing. And so that's kind of the fun part, is that even though I made the drawing, they can't see it unless they've done what is on the drawing, which is, you know, you have to find a woman. You have to find not just any woman, but you got to find a specific woman in the drawing. And then you have to magically find a way to convince her to have sex with you. But even if you have sex with her, you got to have the right player have sex with her. And only then, with those two combined, will you unlock the drawing. And that is way tougher than just normal play. And that really makes the players like, oh, fuck, like way more rewarding. Now, the last game I played, they failed. They did not unlock the drawing. And so I never showed them. They never saw the drawing. Only you and the Dungeon Master. And so I've already got the next drawing like sketched up. I'm going to work on that one. And it'll be up to the team for party for the next time to see if they get that drawing next. And I fucking love this plan. I love it. Everybody's like, oh, fuck, we gotta get it. Everybody at the party is like, oh, we gotta find this. How do we do this? I love it. I fucking love it. Damn. Whew. Sorry, I keep getting into these. Yeah, like, you get it.
No, it's okay. I do get it. It's fun stuff.
You should join.
Maybe. I have so many D&D games I've been told I should play, and I have like some I wanted to Dungeon Master too, but I just never have any time. I'm always working. It's just a pain.
Yeah.
It's like, I still haven't played Vermintide since the last time we did this.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now, I've kind of got tired of the game, and I haven't played that in a while either, but...
Yeah, but I mean, that happens, but like, I don't get to play games just as often as I would like, just in general. Which makes it even harder when it's something where you have to schedule to meet up with a whole bunch of people, even over the internet. But
well, shit, I'm sure we can find something someday. Right now, yeah, we have these live streams going on. Most importantly, like I said, I paid for this thing, so I hope we can do some more live streams again. I got this thing set up, man. So like, I can do it at any given time. Like, you just, I mean, if you have a certain day you want to do this, like I know you do these on Thursdays, so I figure Thursdays are the best times.
Yeah, generally at the moment, Thursdays are the time I have the freest. I'm just doing so, like, you know, in addition to like my regular job stuff, I'm trying to do some like book publishing junk and programming junk. I just, you know, and then I have all the animations I'm working on off stream. You know, I'm not good at doing nothing, unfortunately.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a very hectic life, man.
Well, it's more like I get anxiety when I'm not doing something, which is...
Oh.
Ugh.
So you force yourself to do all this shit.
I do. It's all my fault. It's like when I'm not working on something, I feel like I'm wasting time, and that is... Ugh, I do not like that feeling. And then I wind up working on something. Like, it's like very hard for me to just like go to the beach or anything, because even sometimes it's hard for me to go to movies. It's really...
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes I force myself to do it because I'll go nuts if I don't.
Okay, the Whale Warrior says...
the eternal question.
Okay, well, first of all, no, these are not live stream D&Ds. These are just private. But 100%, I am going to... I'm writing this all down, like I'm recording it, and I hope to sometime this year make a big, like, sum it all up and make a video about it, just to sum it all up, to make it a neat little packed story for YouTube, and just basically telling the adventures of how the story's gone and up to this point and all that stuff. So I will show you all the drawings and everything in time. And the Whale Warrior says about DBD,
it's the eternal question, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, it's not canceled. We're not giving up, but it is on quite the hiatus. Okay, let me say this. We have something planned for June 27th, right? And again, I'm leaving that up to AEhentai to announce it whenever he wants to. And which, by the way, how's progress on that? I hope you got good news on that.
Oh, it's going good. I got most of the shots started. Try not to give away something accidentally by what I say. Most of the shots are at least started. Some are nearing finishing time. I'm doing this whole new technique thing that I'm actually using on this thing here. I showed you that bit earlier, just to get that specific look, which is unfortunately really heavy sometimes, which is a little infuriating, but it's definitely gonna pretty much worth it in the end. I'm liking where it's headed.
Okay, it's still gonna make the deadline though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Okay, that's all I'm worried about.
I know.
All right, because it has to be that day, and I'll leave this. This will be a hint. All right, this will just be a hint. Don't worry, it's not gonna be anything crazy. But we chose that day because it is the anniversary of something, right? That is why we're doing that. It's the anniversary. Mm-hmm. All right, but now, after this project is done, then there is a possibility that we can go back to DBD. The thing about DBD is I regret doing the way that I did on the sketches. I already explained this to AEhentai. Basically what I did was I made a shitty 3D model in DesignDoll, and then I would just sketch over it. And that was a horrible, horrible idea. It didn't work the way I wanted it to work. And a lot of the sketches, the ones I haven't shown you, they look pretty bad to me. Like, AEhentai knows. Some of the sketches look... So, what I want to do is I want to go back on all the sketches, and I want to just basically draw them the way I should have done them in the first place. Because I just did that because I wanted to save time, and I thought this would be a way to speed things up. But as I learned, it should not just trace a model like that. It's way more complicated than that. And so,
don't cut corners.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I failed. So I'm gonna go back on the sketches. I'm not gonna just delete the sketches. I'm gonna just go back and redraw them in the way how I should have done them in the first place. And then once I do that, then we can continue and so on. But I mean, even if I finished all of the scenes, it's still like 50 scenes.
Quite a few.
Yeah, it's a lot. It would not be done this year. I don't even know if it'll be done next year.
Now, there's also, like, you know, always the possibility that after you do the sketches, you could find someone to do the inking part of it, or whatnot.
I guess, but it's like, then we'd have to add more people and share
That's
more
true.
credit. And, like, this is supposed to be just us two, you know, like, I would like that. There were definitely some big old project that we could not do ourselves, like the epic crossover game thing that we want to do. There was no way we can do that ourselves. We would need more people. I'm not as stupid as I was back when the original epic crossover came out. I made a lot of mistakes back then. A lot of mistakes that really hurt me and affected how my life was going. It was a horrible way to do things. The way I drew things, the way everything just came. I mean, in the end, it came out great. The video is good. I don't have any problems with it, but I just wish I'd done it better. And because of the mistakes I made, making a giant project as big as that, which is the DVD now, because both of them were very big. Epic Crossover was big and DVD is big. I'm a lot more skeptical on doing big, massive projects like I did. Like I said, it's not to say that it's not going to happen. It is, but it's going to be a lot slower than I anticipated. So that could be sad news to people. I mean, in the end, it's not like we're not going to make any more cartoons at all. You're still going to get something on June 27th, which is going to be fucking amazing. And who knows what you're going to have maybe at the end of the year or next year or something like that. Because we're still going to be pumping these tiny ones while the big one is being made. Oh, fuck. Let's see, what else? Why y'all went into hentai when you guys have stable jobs? We fucking love this. This is cool. I've been drawing this since... Well, I haven't been drawing this, but I've been drawing since I was like 9 years old. I love to draw. Drawing was fucking my passion. I remember growing up saying I wanted to be a cartoonist. I loved watching like Rocko's Modern Life and Ren and Stimpy and all that stuff, and I was just like, I want to do this stuff when I grow up. Back then, I used to think that shit was impossible because you'd have to go to college, you'd have to get all these degrees, you'd have to know somebody, but thanks to the power of the internet, anybody who has the determination and the willpower can just do it themselves. And that's what I'm doing. You know, like, back when I first started, the first 2 years or so, you can look back at my art and look how shitty it looks. The art I made back when I first got my talent was garbage as fuck. But I kept going. I kept learning. I even now with this drawing right now, I'm sure next week when this drawing is finished, I'm going to look at it and be like, this is bullshit. I hate the way this drawing looks. I'm going to draw better next time. And that's the mindset I put on myself every time, because that's how I get better at drawing. I get better by forcing myself to hate the thing that I made in the past to make it better. It's like, that's how it is. And like I said, I could have just given up. I could have just given up and just done some other jobs. And it's like, I've done jobs in the past. I hate all of them. So I would not consider this a job at the moment. I don't make the money that I would like to make. But that's the struggle. That's the struggle you got to do. You got to fight to give.
This is the fun stuff.
Yeah, you know, like, what was that thing say? Like, you work something, you do something fun and you never work a day in your life or some shit like that?
Do a job you love and you never work a day in your life.
Yeah. I can't even say that I'll be doing this in the future. Maybe there'll be a day where I just vanish and I don't draw anymore and I just leave. Maybe that day will happen. But for the time being, I want to just maximize as much as I can. I want to get as good as I can, make as much money as I can on this, and just try my hardest to make this considered a job. I mean, I don't fucking know. How the fuck are you gonna top military shit with you? There's no fucking way you can, like, even people in Hollywood who are animating professional shit, even they probably don't make as much money as you and your military thing.
I don't make that much money. It's all I make like regular money.
Okay.
There's better and worse times. I'll say it that.
All right, but I don't know. I think the capping point is like $2,000 a month, because I see how that seems to be a big number that a lot of big famous artists get on Patreon. They always seem to reach above $2,000, but that's about it. 2,000 something, and that seems to be the highest number, and that seems like a great number to go by. Hell, if I could make $2,000 a month, I'd probably just make this full time.
Well, it depends on where you live. Like where I live, that would not pay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for a shitty ghetto-ass town that I live in, that shit would probably work. So, I guess, yeah, like, it depends on the money you make, but, I don't know. I'm ranting again. I don't know what oh yeah, something about jobs. Okay. Women request sketch. Oh! Yeah, okay. I'm kind of tired now about ranting. Say something, AE. I'm fucking I can't answer your question right now, the whale warrior. All you gotta know is that it's coming along, and you're gonna be happy with the results. I just met Mediocre guy. I forget his name, but I'm trying to make this drawing like his style. I don't know his fucking name. I keep forgetting it. It's also with an M.
Melchior, maybe?
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Maybe. Assuming it's the guy with a name that starts with an M that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he does.
Could be a different guy.
He does some good work, and I'm trying to make this drawing, not this one that I'm doing here, but the Patreon drawing, I'm trying to make that look like his style, and it's so, like, I keep thinking I can do it, but then I fuck up something, and I gotta go back and redraw it. And I don't want to give up, because I know I can do it. It's possible. He does everything that I do, just better, and so that's all it is. It's not what brush does he use? Because I see all the brushes. I see everything he uses. I just don't see how he puts it all together. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Now, next month, I'm sure I should have everything ready to go. Everything should be good. But this month was kind of rough. This month was it was trial and error. So that's what happened. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm running on fumes here.
Do you have anything else on your list?
Yeah, I do, but I think that's gonna wait for another one, because it's gonna. I can't say it. It's another question. Remember the fucking beans and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got that, but I can't really. Like I said,
don't got the energy.
Yeah,
right
I don't have the energy anymore. Fuck. The people on Twitch do make this shit look easy. Like, it's amazing how people on Twitch can be like, do this for like 5-6 hours. How long have we been going? We started
about 2:45, almost 3 hours.
Damn. And we gotta do this again, like relatively soon, within next month. I don't know when you're scheduled on the next one, if you want it to be like next week, next 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Let's see. Next week is this. I have to look at my schedule. I know I'm doing some stuff next month. I'm just not 100% sure when that's all going to be. So I have to look at my schedule and figure out what's going on. Because there's like a couple of events I'm going to, and I think are going to overlap all my usual time. So I have to figure that out.
Wait, you going to another Comic-Con or something?
No, it's a book publishing con, which is not as interesting as a Comic-Con. It's just like a industry sort of, I have to try and mingle with people, which is very difficult for me. I am not good at just approaching people and talking.
Somebody asked, let me see. What do you think help your animation process?
Money.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the innovation I need in my pocket. But like, realistically, at this point, a faster computer would be the thing that helps me the most. Just because my biggest bottleneck when I'm working on stuff is that I have to, the lag and stuff that I have to wait. I have to wait like maybe half a second every time or like up to a second every time I switch a frame on here, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if, I'm doing this for hours, that ends up being like a lot of time. Plus, it gets really annoying. So, faster computers and After Effects not being crap would be my serious answer there.
Yeah, I guess, I would love to have one of those cool fancy tablets that you can like see on the screen, because right now the tablet I'm using, there's no screen on it. I'm just looking at my monitor while I draw, so I'm not looking at what I'm drawing, if that makes sense. And I know a lot of professional people do the one with the screen on it. I would like one of those. That seems pretty cool, but that shit's extremely expensive.
Like, compromise a little bit and get some of the laptops that have that built in if you're just going for a laptop in the future. There's something to think about.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's definitely something that I would like to get. Something like that. I can say, most definitely, because, like I said in the beginning of this whole live stream, the back is feeling so much better now. Just in general now. I'm predicting that sometime next month, you're going to be getting a lot more content from me. Because I'll have more, I won't have to spend so much time fucking resting and laying down, easing the pain. So, just in general, I'm hoping sometime next month you guys are going to start getting more Slappyfrog stuff.
Sweet. You should try doing some frame-by-frame stuff at some point.
Oh yeah, I was seriously, just yesterday, I was looking at that. What is it? Adobe Animate. Mm-hmm. You ever heard of that?
Oh yeah, it's what they changed Flash from. The new one looks much better than what Flash used to look like. It was getting me, making me feel bad that I can't draw. But it looks some like really good.
But yeah, I was seriously looking at that, and I wanted to get it, but apparently you can't. There was no like physical CD thing of that.
Yeah, no, it's all on the cloud now.
That's bullshit. So
what, if you do decide to get it, here's a tip: either
pirate it.
Well, it's much harder, and they keep coming out with updates, which you kind of need because they're usually bug fixing because they push stuff out so fast. But if you wait till Black Friday, it's usually like way cheaper than like at least 50% off a subscription forever.
I don't want a subscription. Like, I saw how it was like a year, pay it for like a year, but I didn't see any option to pay it for life.
Yeah, they don't really do that because they used to do that, but it was. I have to say though, the subscriptions worked out better for me because the cost to buy it for life way back is more than I've paid in subscription money since I got this like years ago. So, plus I have the new ones and I haven't had to pay to upgrade because it was like $3,000 or more way back if you wanted the life.
Okay, yeah, I'm losing you. I mean,
I'm losing me.
I'm kind of fresh out of things. If you want to just like, I guess we can wrap this up.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
I got a lot done here. We got a lot of interesting things. I'm seriously going to be pissed if this shit does not hit YouTube. If it hits YouTube, then hi everybody, YouTube. But if not, then I'm sorry. I definitely tried. I just know that I tried my best to get this shit on YouTube.
Hi YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna do this more often. We have to. I fucking paid good money for it now. So that's another thing. Because Picardo does this thing where you can, subscribe to us. You guys should try doing that, I'm gonna put emotes on my thing. I'm sure AE you can do the same. I
have a couple.
We're gonna try and make this a more stable thing. I know I said that last time, and then months later, here we are again. But this time, for real, we're definitely gonna try. Even if worst case scenario this fails and we have to wait until next month to try and record, we're gonna keep trying this more and more and more. So definitely subscribe to us. Just, if you don't want that, then there's always Patreon. We have Patreon, and just things like that. Because fuck, we're only gonna make things even tougher on ourselves. As you said, AEhentai, the guy's a workaholic. The guy, he wants to work. He makes sure that he always has something, so he's always busy. And me, like, I'm gonna try even more. I'm gonna push even further. With the back feeling better, it's gonna be more. We'll see what happens in time. But until then, you can, like I said, subscribe, all that stuff. That's all I got.
No, that's good.
And yes, Lazy Rock, that was Tekuho. This is the style. When this is finished, this drawing that I finished for S-Fan, this is going to be the color style in which I color it in. So that's my premise. I'm going to use his style for this drawing, and this is the base style that I'm going by. Yeah. So sorry, I just wanted to I interrupt that.
I don't remember what I was saying, so it's all good.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, you guys, for joining us. I'll see you guys
indeed.
next month, I hope.
At some point, we'll figure out when it's going to be. So, all right. See you, everyone.